What's up, good people? It's your boy, the CuzWeKin Connoisseur Big U, coming to you with another episode of the Open Ball Sports Talk Edition, where we hit you with the NBA from a New York Knicks fan's point of view. Today, we come with a heavy heart. I'm sure that everybody is aware that we lost a legend today. But we're going to get into that with the recent Knicks game coming right up, man. Just stick with me. All right, so today, the New York Knicks played against the Brooklyn Nets in a New York Civil War, battle for the city. And the Knicks came out on top, 110-97. So big up to our New York Knicks. It's a win that we definitely need. It seems that we've been getting a win, then dropping a game, then getting a win, then dropping. We can't string a couple victories together, which is not a surprise because we are not a good team. I stand on that, but I'm satisfied with the effort that we've been putting out lately, and I think that this win for bragging rights in the city bodes well for us New York Knicks fans. So we had a few good performances tonight. A couple that I'll highlight. And Julius Randle came out, the leader of the New York Knicks, the one with the biggest paycheck, the biggest contract, came out and put up 22 points and 15 rebounds. This is the Julius Randle that I said we needed to see more often. The bull in the china shop. He was breaking every damn thing. He was tearing shit up, knocking over, tables and breaking artifacts, all that kind of shit. He was doing what he needed to do. He was bumping, knocking people down. That's the Julius Randle that I need to see every single night. I cannot stress that enough. But Julius Randle did his thing. You had twin Marcus Morris, who is always formidable, always coming through on the offensive end, putting up 22 points. And, he seemed to be there always whenever we needed a basket. You can always count on Twin to get you that bucket. So those two guys were the bright spots in that game for the Knicks again, beating the Brooklyn Nets 110-97. We were missing our rook, the Maple Mamba R.J. Barrett, missing his 5th consecutive game. With a bad ankle sprain. He is rehabbing and hopefully getting better and stronger every day. Don't rush back, Rook. It seems that he said that he's been looking at the game from the perspective, being out of the game. Because when you play the game, it's much different. I don't know, for people who've played the game before, you know that when you're playing the game, the view that you have of what's going on in the game is much different than when you're sitting and you're watching the game, watching it unfold. And maybe this time, he seems to be a very cerebral type player, and he'll take this time to examine and see where he needs to make some adjustments to be even more effective than he was when he was healthy and with the team. So speedy recovery. Hope to see you soon, but do not rush back because we are not a great team. And, don't put your health in trouble to get back to help the group that we have. See you soon, Rook. And, get better, man. All right, so now we're going to get into the hot and not players of this New York Knicks versus Brooklyn Nets game. So with the hot player, we have, in a repeat, again, a little different, not a person, but the New York Knicks defense. That's one thing that I'm happy that the coach Mike Miller, he has brought the guys together around one particular thing, and that thing seems to be defense. This is, I think, the 3rd time in a row that the Knicks have held a team at or under 100 points, and that's phenomenal in today's NBA, which is based all on scoring, shooting 3-pointers, running up and down, and scoring as much points, as humanly possible. To hold somebody under 100 or at 100 is a pretty big feat, I think. And the Knicks held the Nets to 97 points, which is under 100, and held them to 43% shooting, which is pretty decent by the standards of the league right now. It seems that they all get after it on defense. It starts with the guards pressuring the ball. Elfrid Payton, Frank Money, they get after it on defense on the opposing team's point guard, and then that just transcends and spreads out to the rest of the team. And the Knicks are not giving up anything. There's nothing free, and we fighting from beginning to the end of the game. And this is what I like to see. And I think that when we do get to a point where we add some talent and we're pretty decent, getting a little better, that defense, that base will be something that will take us a long way when we get the team looking more like we want it to look. So props to the New York Knicks defense. Props to the coach Mike Miller for preaching defense to the guys. Props to the players for buying into that defense. And the New York Knicks defense is the hot player of this game. With the not player of this game, we're going to go with a Brooklyn Nets player. Somebody who is usually a pretty decent player, pretty decent scorer, and that's Caris LeVert. Young Caris has been injured for the beginning of this season, but he's been back lately playing well. And tonight, the New York defense got into him to the tune of he was 2 for 12 from the field with 7 points and 0 for 6 from the three-point line. Ouch. For them. Good for us, you know. I say, Caris, every time you play against the New York Knicks, bring that same energy, brother. Come with another, 0 for next time if you can. But I think that they were looking for Caris LeVert, and we got more of a Eddie LeVert or something. He was just cooling. I'm old. Look that up if you want. That's an old LeVert song. They got some LeVert, Gerald LeVert, somebody. Rest in peace, Gerald. It wasn't Caris. Whatever LeVert they got wasn't the LeVert that plays professional basketball. And I'm happy that that's the LeVert that showed up for the game. So with the not player of the game, we have Caris/Eddie LeVert. All right, now let's talk about it. This is the section of the show where we get into things that going on around the league or around the Knicks organization off the basketball court that may not necessarily have to do with the game that just happened. And I'm sure you all know today the biggest news around the NBA for a New York Knicks fan or any other team's fan in the league is the passing of the great Kobe Jellybean Bryant, the Black Mamba. I think it affects everybody. If you're a person that cares about basketball, if you're a person that eats, breathes, sleeps like I am basketball, I'm sure that if my health had not become a question, that I will be still playing basketball right now. I'm not participating in it like I used to, but it's for health reasons. But he was somebody that I thought was the upper echelon of the game, of what was left of the game. To somebody like myself, if you ask me the greats of basketball, I'm going to start at Michael Jordan. And then from Michael Jordan, the closest thing, somebody who might have been in a stone's throw, because there are no other, in my opinion, there are no other Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. But if you want to try to get into these comparisons, people talk about other players, but the closest thing to me that walked it like Jordan walked it, talked it like Jordan talked it, was a tenacious, ferocious competitor. Came out every game on both ends of the court, not just jacking up a bunch of shots, but got into the other team's best player, took it upon himself to guard the best player on the other team night in and night out. Came out late on the line every time that he played in the game. Kobe Bryant, man, passed away in a helicopter crash today. It was crazy, surreal. When I first heard it, I didn't believe it. And I waited until I seen a bunch of times it being reported to have to accept that that was something that had happened. The fact, along with him in that accident, his daughter, Gianna, passed. And that is just a sad, sad thing. Anytime anybody passes, it's sad. But young people especially, because, they had so much of their life ahead of them. So condolences and prayers out to the Bryant family. It seems almost cliche because all day long I've been watching messages from people, oh, my condolences, my this, my that. I don't know the family, but, as a human being and somebody who's followed basketball, basketball has been a great part of my life for a great part of my life. Kobe Bryant, he's somebody that was an important figure to me, and he will be sorely missed. Even outside of the court, great father, coaching his daughter's basketball team and always being involved with them on that level. And then even as a creative or an artistic type person, getting into shows and media after his career, where he had I think he had a show called Inside the Mind, Kobe Bryant, where he broke down different players and characteristics of people's games and so on and so forth, the people that he thought were top level players in the NBA. And then even in 2018, winning an Oscar for his animated presentation of Dear Basketball, something that he put his time into creating an animated short that did win an Oscar. So, the guy was a Renaissance man, was talented each and everywhere. Back in the day, I don't know if you guys think he had a rap song, all kinds of stuff, man. Like, the guy was very diverse, loved by most, and to me, like I said, I had the relationship with him like Jordan, where early in his career, when he was doing a lot of his damage and doing a lot of the amazing things that he did, same as Michael Jordan, I am a Knicks fan, so neither one of those guys played on my team, and most of the time I spent cursing at my TV screen, throwing the remote, and things of that nature from like amazing plays that these guys made, that Kobe made against my team. And I always wish that he was on my team. That would be great, but he wasn't. But then, getting into later in his career, I just really appreciated what he gave to the game of basketball, the blood, sweat, and tears, the time that he put into the game, and then trying to pass it on to the younger players, the new guys coming into the league that he seemed to mentor, took under his wing, and showed kind of how to dedicate themselves to get the best, to get their level out of what they were doing in the basketball game. Again, he will be sorely missed. And, my heart goes out to the family and friends surrounding Kobe Bryant. And, he will definitely go down in history as one of the greats. Like I said, to me, second to MJ. But, rest in peace, Kobe. And now we get to the end, which is the opposite of the beginning, and that's why they call it the end. And where we will end today is where we always end, with my boy Carmelo Anthony in Melo Time. Tonight, the Portland Trail Blazers, or what I call the Newport Knicker Blazers, played against the Indiana Pacers in a barn burner that they won 129 to 139, or 139, 129. The Blazers won by 10. Carmelo Anthony notched 14 points, 8 rebounds, shooting 2 of 3 from the three-point line in a pretty solid performance. Again, just proving the naysayers, I like to just throw that out there, his continued success, because we should all be wishing for each other's continued success. We are not guaranteed tomorrow, as we can see from, what I've talked about previously in this episode. And, rooting for people to fail, blackballing, trying to get Melo out the league for whatever reason. We should be applauding people's successes, and this man continues to be successful. I appreciate him. Keep doing your thing, Melo. But it was Dame Lillard that seemed to, take this day to heart and put in one of his all-time performances, dropping 50 on the Pacers. So shout out to them. And this is where we're going to end it. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, because as always, you could have been somewhere else. Decided to click on this video, give me a few minutes of your time, and I am definitely appreciative of that. As always, because we can, many cannot. Drinks, comedy, laughter, ideas, bullshit, all that is on the house. Until next episode, I'll see you guys. Peace.